there everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the extended monthly forecast for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a general reading for your sign, so whatever is most prominent in your life as you're viewing this, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and I hope that you find them helpful and healing. I really want to take a second to also extend a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, who encourages this work, and who has liked and shared my videos and left comments. I love hearing from you. I love getting encouragement to continue doing this work, and I truly appreciate you. So thank you so much. If you do have a personal concern or question that you'd like me to read for, my contact information can be found in the description box below. So I am using a 7-card horseshoe spread reading for the month of August for you, and I'm just going to shuffle with that in mind, and I'll get your cards out in just a moment. Just Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Need to know for August. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Ooh. Let's see what's in store for you. So I am going to use the bottom of the deck card for general energy for you for the month. And then we'll look at the 7 cards around that and apply some of this energy too, just to give us an indication of what you might be up against or what you might be feeling. As a general theme for the month, Capricorn, you do have the 5 of Pentacles, so there could be a sense of feeling left out in the cold, abandonment, feeling neglected, feeling as though something was taken from you physically. The original artwork does include 2 individuals, and they're both kind of lame. One has a broken leg, I think the other has a broken arm, and they're outside of a church. So there is, but the church light is on, and I'm bringing all that up to suggest that I do think that there is a fix for this. I do think that there is a solution for this sense of abandonment or loss here. I think it's almost like accepting help could be another theme for you with regard to this. We have the star underneath it. I just want to show you that. So wishes fulfilled and healing. So yeah, I think if you were to ask for some help around that concern, or even recognize that you might need some help around this concern, could be what you need in order to go about getting help, or seeking some therapy or wellness, or just someone to help you lift you out of a dark space or some hard times here. So let's get the cards out for you. I am going to do a nice little snapshot of what they all look like together here. I'll give you some information about what the cards, their meanings in and of themselves, and then we'll look at them in their respective positions here. So first of all, I see a really beautiful second chance for you at the end of the month. Messages of love, speaking with love, conquering perhaps this difficult 5 of Pentacles energy with love, okay, with messages of love, or being the first to offer loving help, or letting that into your life. What have we got here? An 8, a 6, 3, and a 5. Yeah, so 2 major arcanas. We have the Justice, and then your Judgment. So yeah, and this represents you right now. So something like this could be life or death. This could be an actual legal case that you're involved in right now. It's 2 sides of a coin here, black or white. So yeah, something, and I do see this, the 6s always represent balance to me as well. So I do think something is balancing out here. for you, or something will work in your favor here. Even though, like I said, even though there could have been something that felt a little bit heavy. But I do think it's important for you to get to the bottom of this. I really do. I don't see any more pentacles in the reading. So I do see this as something that's under the surface, or maybe lurking under the surface, or again, as I mentioned at the very start, maybe something that's just not being paid attention to that needs some attention. And by that, I just mean some healing, okay? And it could very well be you within a partnership of any kind. I don't see it's you two arguing. We don't have any swords here. So I don't see that's the problem. I think that you're in it together if that's the case, if it is with a partner. But yeah, some, you know, not necessarily a rift either, just something that you're both perhaps suffering with together, or one of you is suffering and just really needs a, you know, a helping hand, a hand up, a second chance, a message of love, that type of thing. So that is basically a little snapshot of what we're looking at. I'm going to give you some major themes in terms of terminology around each card as it's a standalone, and then we'll use that terminology in its respective position. So here we have this gorgeous message of love, this like, let's go for it. This is really taking action toward possibly, you know, the direction of your dreams. As I mentioned, this is justice. This could be a legal case. This could be a legal matter, or something having to do with a black and white issue or a life or death theme. We have a nice celebration down here with the Three of Cups. Here we have this really nice victory card, the Six of Wands. Victory is yours. Someone might be looking up to you. Here we have, following that in order, our Seven of Wands. This is, you know, really going out, you know, having faith, taking a leap of faith in yourself. This is standing up for yourself, standing up for your beliefs. It could even be protective energy. You could be protecting someone here. And as I mentioned just a moment ago as well, the Page of Cups is our lovely little, another way to say the Page of Cups would be to say that they know how to, oh, what's the word? Interpret. There's a real ability to interpret a message of love here, and definitely sharing. But someone might need to hear something specific from you, or vice versa, that you are only able to give, and vice versa. And then, of course, here with Judgment, this is a second chance. This is a new dawning. This is really another way to frame this. In my view, really is like there's Phoenix energy here. Because remember, the original artwork, for example, in the Rider-Waite talks about, you know, sort of a rising from the dead, like something was asleep or something looked like it was over, okay? Something looked like it was gone, and there's another chance here. So especially because it follows this message of love, or this someone who's able to interpret what you're really feeling in your heart. There's a second chance maybe for the both of you, or for one to see the other's heart for who they really are. Someone really can show themselves who they really are to you this month, or you can do that for them. So let's get into each card in its position. This is your recent past, and this is where a big move had been taking. It's also here with the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands. You know, the Swords is generally speaking communicative or thought or idea energy, but, you know, out of the whole elemental deck here, like out of all of the elements, I do find that the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands are also cards of messages. So a message that was very important was delivered to you, or you were in receipt of it, or you yourself gave it. But again, in your recent past here, ultimately what's happening with the Eight of Wands is something was very fast. Something happened very fast here. And it was just going. Like, this is a train that, like, there's no conductor. It's just, it's headed in that direction, and kind of like get out of the way type thing. So it was going in the direction it was going, no matter what you could have said or done. So there's no slowing that down in terms of your recent past. Here's where an issue of, you know, legitimacy, occurs. This is your present energy, present position energy for the month of August, Capricorn. And this is where it's like, you know, really, it's kind of like do or die. It's like, and it's weird. I wouldn't say this normally. I would say, you know, a choice needs to be made, but it's not the Lover's card. So it's not a choice like that. It's almost like as a universal energy, or, you know, or what this was in rushing toward was almost like it's this or that, right? It's one or the other. It's black or white. Something's very black and white here. In your present energy position. We are dealing with a 2. It's an 11, but as a single digit, it's a 2. And then the Judgment card, the other major arcana here, is a 2 as well. So this could very well have to do with couplings, very well have to do with you and one other person, right? Again, it doesn't have to be an issue of romance. Whatever is most prominent in your life right now is what I encourage you to apply this to. This could be a business partnership. It could be academia. It could be someone in your family, okay? So depending on what you're going through currently, as this is a general reading, something within a 2. So if 2 is meaningful for you, let that help you at this time. But yeah, in terms of numbers and energies, it is sort of the coupling card. Coupling number. So between you and another person. The 2 is the second house. It's ruled by Taurus. So you could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus here. I rarely ever say that. I always see Justice as the Libra card, but I do believe because we do have 2 2s here, we're speaking very definitively about a second house issue here. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. You could very well have Taurus in your own chart, Capricorn, the first 5 planets of your own chart, or as your rising sign. If that's the case, I would heed the messages or the energies that the second house has to provide, which is, of course, ruled by Taurus. That's an earth sign, so something earthy, down to earth. Its planet is Venus, so we're looking at love, romance, beauty, creativity, how you go about presenting yourself in the way that you dress or do your hair, that type of thing here. So I'm just throwing out some words around the second house. But yeah, a Justice, something that either or is occurring here for you currently. Here we have in your hidden influences is a celebration. So here's where I'm seeing, honestly, especially if this has to do with you and one other person, I do think that there is, whether you can see it or not right now, a cause for a celebration, and I wouldn't hold back, okay? I would try to find a reason to celebrate. We are looking at the end of the second week here by the time we get to this. So I would say by 2 weeks into the month, you know, maybe find a reason to celebrate, find a reason, especially because we are dealing with some more water energy here, and we're dealing with some, you know, a little bit of the energy here where something was disrupted, either with financiers or with the body, or even with long-term plans, long-range planning here. I think because this is in, you know, in the position what you should do, I think that you guys can celebrate here. You and one other person can celebrate. 3s can also mean there's a third party involved. Again, depending on what's going on in your own environment, this could mean that you and 2 other people will be celebrating, or you and your partner will be celebrating with another person. Ultimately, it's a celebration card. So there's a reason to celebrate here. And we are dealing with cups. So we're dealing with energy regarding your emotional world. So let's just say it's not drinks and dinner with you and the friends, for example. This could have to do with celebrating an issue of the heart. Okay, something was resolved, something got figured out, came to terms with something. So even if it's like you and your actual partner, I do think that in terms of hidden influence here, maybe find a reason to celebrate together, okay? At least by the end of the second week of August. The card representing you for the month of August is the Victory card. Like I said, I do see you coming out of something maybe dark, a little bit dreary, something that let you down, something that was even taken from you. Again, anytime we're dealing with pentacle energy, we're dealing with the physical world, the tangible world. So, and it does follow, look at this, I mean, the celebration card is followed, which is a hidden influence for you this month, is followed by victory. So I almost feel like it would provide a lot of relief right now for you, especially by the beginning of the third week in the month of August, for you to maybe just, relax around something that kind of had a life of its own here, maybe even, something, again, like something was rushed here. I do see there's an element, I can't help but think there was something that was a little bit out of your control. And I don't mean like you wanted to control it and you're all upset because you couldn't. I just feel like something like we're, that life or death or that black or white situation here, something that was rushed into might have been out of your hands. So, like I said, as a hidden influence, find a reason to celebrate at least by the end of the second week. Your card of victory does represent you, so I see a lot of positivity no matter what, and especially when we're following up with your final outcome card being the Judgment, I see something becoming even clearer, something becoming maybe even more practical. Maybe this wasn't rooted in reality. Maybe it wasn't rooted in, something that could have actually come to fruition and it wouldn't have worked out anyway. So maybe there's this sense of, you could examine even so much as, a sense of relief here, okay? Or, we can celebrate and we can move forward. We can, the victory card here as well, also representing you, does hold some energy around someone looking up to you as well. So I do think that either you're going to come to someone's emotional aid or they will come to your emotional aid, okay? I do see that here. 10 to 1, it's going to be you coming to someone else's emotional aid here, but who knows? As a general theme here, just be open to someone giving you messages of love and appreciation here as well. Moving right along, the influence of others. Very protective energy, as I said. We are dealing with another wand energy here. We started out with wand energy, so very protective. Someone's looking out for you, but they're standing on solid ground. This is a really nice, comfortable position to be in. I don't think you really have anything to worry about here, particularly with the influence of others. But remember, if someone's defensive, if they're defending themselves, to go slow with them, maybe start at the start with them. I think they need to know that your heart's in the right place, or that you still love them, or that you'll be there for them. As an outside influence card, if someone isn't technically defending you, they're defending themselves or a position they took or an action they took. And but because this represents you for the month, I do feel that you're on the same page. You're on the same page here. So I feel like because you're victorious and because you or someone, no, this is an outside influence, sorry, someone outside of you is protecting your victory or protecting a decision that you and them made together, and they're backing it up. So you could feel backed up here. Just be sure that they're not, neglecting you in that, or they're not leaving you out or making it look like they did it all by themselves type thing. I really hope here, as an outside influence energy with the Seven of Wands, that it is about protecting you and protecting perhaps what you've built so far, what you've got going on together, revisiting something to make it better and more solid. So I hope that that's what's going on here, that they're really protecting you and what you two have together. Here is what you should do, and as I mentioned, this is really a message of love, but it's also interpreting that, finding reasons to love each other. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer as well, or have that in your own chart. If that's the case, it's very immature energy. There's an immaturity here. There's someone who's just starting with their feelings. Perhaps it's you. But what you should do is maybe even start over, start finding reasons to love this person again, finding the goodness in their hearts, finding a way to interpret what they're saying with their heart. Or if it's an action or a series of actions here, maybe examine what this does have to do with their heart and make sure it matches. You know, their actions have to match this heartfelt expression. But again, there is an immaturity here. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It just means that it's not fully developed. So again, if you're just starting over, or even if it's a new phase or a next level of a relationship or a concern or theme here, you know, it doesn't, it's not the death knell just because you start over, or it's a little bit immature. It just means it could be fun and flirty too, right? So try looking at the positive here and make sure that you get to the heart of the matter, at least by the end of the month, because the second chance is yours. The final outcome card, as I said, is your judgment. And the angels are around as well. So with judgment and with temperance, and even the lovers for that matter, there are angels around. So you do have someone on your side, someone who's looking out for you, energetically speaking here. So maybe a next step, a next layer, closing the chapter on something, especially if you don't like a message of immature, or if the message from the heart is immature and you don't like it, just, you know, you can say, this isn't something I want to do anymore. I want to heighten this. I want to develop this. Let's try for something else. Let's take another chance with it. Let's make another try, that type of thing. So really by the end of the month, I would say by the end of the 4th week, at the end of August for you, especially if it's not obvious to you what that second chance is, or it's not, you know, made available to you and you have to go looking for that, I would do that. I would trust in a higher power, trust in your ability to figure things out, where everyone involved benefits. But yeah, the Judgment card, you know, and again, there's an element of Phoenix here, Phoenix rising, coming out the other side of something. Something also that you were sleeping on or not paying attention to, or that you thought was going to kill you type thing, or really ruin you, or, you know, steal from you, or etc. You know, it turns out it didn't. It made you stronger. Now you have a lot of soul behind you. So there could be that element at the end of the month for you as well. Something that could have shaken things up for the worse here, only made it stronger. So here we have, from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, we have the Observer for an extra message for you. We do have the cute little fox there, someone who's a little bit wild. And we do have the Egg and the Moon. So something that's developing or needs to mature here, something that's still in gestation. You know, again, with this element of control, right? Maybe there's only so much that you can do, and you have to watch a lot of this burn away, or you have to watch, you know, a decision external to you, or, like I said, even if it's a legal case, like something external to you, something is literally out of your hands, which of course doesn't feel too great, but I do think it's going to work out in your favor. So keep the faith, observe, take heart, have faith. I feel like I just said that twice. Sorry about that. But yeah, Observer, watching and waiting. Watching and waiting, okay? You could very well have to be there for someone else this month. I can't help but think that either. 10 to 1 on an emotional level. And very possibly because of some action they took. We do have, oh, 2 came out. We do have serenity. Yeah, it's a really nice time to be calm, to relax, to you know, maybe play that like piano music in the background, maybe do some meditation, massage, like find something that brings serenity to your life and to the life of your loved one. And here with miracles, you know, I am going to suggest that this has to do, the miracle more than likely will occur because of that message of love, because of that, you know, you understand each other, you understand what you need and where you're coming from. And that's extremely important when developing affections or when trying to just understand each other and create the life that you really, really want with each other or for yourself. So expect miracles here, but slow down. I don't think there's a lot more for you to quote unquote do. I think there's kind of like, you know, just celebrate, stay victorious, defend yourself or the action you took, or, you know, let someone else defend you and the actions you took together, for example. Here we have elk. This is stamina. Really nice to see for you, Capricorn. You're one of the most, you and the Taurus are the signs rather that I would say have the most stamina. So something that's the distance here, something that, you know, you're gonna go the distance here. Keep stamina, keep going. Don't give up, okay? Don't give up on your dreams or even the relationship, I would even say this month, or your goals, okay? Or that communication, that conversation, or building, you know, the dream home you've always wanted or the life you've always wanted. So don't give up here. Keep that stamina, keep going slow and sure and steady, okay? And then here with this glorious, worth waiting for, divine timing is at work in your love life. I really, really do think that. I think, especially with the second chance here, I think whatever is occurring here that you're going through together, Capricorn, I truly believe that it's only going to make it stronger. I think that you're going to learn more about each other during this phase. As long as this, as an outside influence, is about defending what you both did together and not defending oneself from you. I think that's the only caveat here. Otherwise, I would say this is all going in a really beautiful second chance direction. And yeah, there's divine timing. As I mentioned with the angels, I do feel like you're surrounded here by angels. You are protected. So, you know, as I said, keep the faith. Have faith in the higher power and beautiful things happening for you and the loved ones that you share your world with. Something that seemed like it wasn't the right time, even like we are dealing with an issue of time, stamina, observing. It might feel like something's frustrating. It's not moving fast enough because it was really, really going here, right? So something had to slow down for some reason here. But it's saying it's to your benefit. It's going to be worth it in the end. So really try to see things through till the end of the month. And I do think that your spirits will be lifted here and something more beautiful will be created and present itself to you, either within a relationship, within a business venture, or just for your own personal health, wealth, and satisfaction. So overall, just a beautiful month for you who here, Capricorn. Keep heart. Find a reason to celebrate. You know, help someone through a difficult situation if that's the case here. And plan solidly here for something bigger and better for yourself or you and a loved one, okay? Something wasn't exactly sturdy to begin with, so, you know, try again, okay? If that's the case for you. So that is your reading for the month. I truly hope that you enjoyed that. and you found it helpful and healing. Thanks again for encouraging me to do this work and for all of your comments. I love hearing from you. So until we meet in the near future, take excellent care of yourselves, Capricorn. Bye for now.